Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another exciting episode of So Frail Conversations. Conversations. Now let me stop bullshit with y'all. Today, as you've seen from the title, I want to talk about monogamy. Now, I know I had a conversation on polygamy, and I figured, you feel me? Why the fuck not? I ain't even gonna hold you though. I couldn't think of a topic to talk about, yo. I really couldn't think of a topic to talk about. So I went into the archives and just started scrolling back and seeing, what did I already talk about and what can I flip. And I decided to flip polygamy, the conversation on polygamy, to a conversation on monogamy because it's important. Um, in that episode on polygamy, I made a powerful statement that has been fucking bellowing through the ethers and shit. Everybody been repeating it back to me, saying this shit like, yo, bro, that's just crazy. But it's that polygamy is for the carnal, monogamy is for the divine. Right. And we all be on some divine masculine shit around these parts over here. So you feel me? It's on us to stay on point. You feel me? And so I figure why not talk about monogamy a little bit? Because monogamy is for the divine. You feel me? And what I mean by that is like monogamy requires you monogamy requires you to draw out the best of what you're involved in order to stay sustained in it. Monogamy requires us to be active in relationships, not passive in relationships. You feel me? Polygamy requires us to be passive simply because if we can't find anything in one person, we just go pick up another person rather than the true mark of not finding something in a person and drawing it out of them because we know we need it in our lives. You feel what I'm saying? It's different. It's levels. It's levels to the shit, right? Now, if you want some polygamous shit, be on some polygamous shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck. I'm talking about this conversation for a reason because when we consider monogamy is among the highest marks of a man, regardless of how we want to look at it. Like when we get to the core of every conversation, every root of masculinity, every root of anything, it always comes back to marriage in some way, shape, or form. You feel me? No matter what, it always comes back to marriage. Marriage is the union between, you know, between two consensual partnering. Marriage is the connection between two motherfuckers, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's the connection that two motherfuckers share and what they're gonna bring out of each other. So people always saying like, well, marriage is hard, marriage is this. And I'm gonna tell you why the real reason why marriage is hard is because it's established from monogamy, but more so because people want to stay the same. You feel me? People want to stay the same. Therefore, even if I'm trying to bring the best out of you, I would have to go find somebody else because you don't want to grow. A lot of us, I ain't gonna say a lot of us because I don't really know how many of us fuck with, you know, women that can't have shit drawn out of them. But a lot of us, when we get into relationships, we know that we want to bring the best out of somebody innately. Like our goal is supposed to be that, right? That's from the monogamous mentality. From the polygamous mentality is for see what purpose you can serve in my life. If you can serve that purpose, and I'll see if I can find somebody else. Another deeper part to that is that when it comes to the gamies, polygamy, monogamy, when it comes to the gamies, we limit everything to a sexual situation. This is why monogamy is for the divine, because there's levels to the shit. If we're stuck on our physical space and everything is about procreation and shit, then yeah, we not getting far. We not getting far. But when you are monogamous, it requires you to know everything you want out of a person and know that you're only going to get that if you put in the work to receive that. You dig what I'm saying? That's where a lot of us fuck up because like we want an archetype. You feel me? I want this particular woman, you feel me, in my life because I need this type of woman in my life rather than realizing like this is what monogamy has to teach you, that the woman you want in your life, as with all things in our life, the woman we want in our life, we have to create them. You feel me? And that's what we're going to talk about today, monogamy and how it ties into the collective of creating the woman that you want in your life. And before I dive heavy into that, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_scene _ Be sure to check out my website at iamjustseen.com to get all things that are just seen. To all those who tip, donate, and sponsor the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. To all those who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor to the podcast, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of your podcast. Not this episode, but the podcast itself. Excuse me. Cash App and PayPal are just fine. And that's that for this, and that's this for that. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into So Frail Conversations, monogamy. And don't forget to visit iamjustseen.com. There, you can get all things just seen. You want to add the So Frail series to your library? Visit iamjustseen.com. You want to learn how to master the markets for serious trading and investing? Visit iamjustseen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit iamjustseen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit iamjustseen.com. You ever want to just chat with Scene about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit iamjustseen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at iamjustseen.com. So take a quick peek into my world to see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it, and you will never see it unless you visit iamjustseen.com. All right. Welcome back. And without further ado, we're going to get started. But first, I'm going to quick backtrack because I know I probably left y'all hanging on that shit about, for the monogamy perspective, you have to create the woman that you want. Now, this requires an internal reflection of self. Because before you can be in a monogamous relationship to know what you're supposed to bring out of a woman and what you can bring out of a woman, you have to be at peace with yourself and understand what do you want out of life first. Some of us have been so rooted in wanting trauma and creating trauma bonds and shit like that. I got an episode on that too, trauma bonds. And we need to switch to creating euphoria bonds. When you create a trauma bond and you're tying masculinity to that, what you're creating is a very realm that can create trauma in your life. We create trauma bonds with fat asses, big titties, nice titties and shit, nice lips and all of that shit. That's what we create trauma bonds with because we're rooted in trauma, because trauma is all we know how to identify with. Trauma is all we know how to experience. So when we're in a situation that's monogamous and we like, yo, I just want you to be my peace. Peace is the control of chaos. How do you create the catalyst to create, to bring chaos, to help solve the chaos in your life? You feel what I'm saying? This is why I always say peace is the control of chaos. And then when we're tying it to monogamy, as men, we always end up saying shit like, I need a woman to be my peace. So let's look at it from the definition standpoint. I need a woman who's going to control my chaos. No woman can control your chaos. Only you can control your chaos. So first off, can a woman be your peace? I know it's like, it's fucked up. But when you know how to control your own chaos, you know which women to bring into your life to make sure that peace remains, which means that chaos remains controlled. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of us be wanting women to be our peace, and them women ain't peaceful, bro. Them women ain't peaceful. You feel me? This will probably be one of my only, like, quote unquote Kevin Samuelist type episodes, but this is a So Frail conversation. I got a point to prove with this one. By the end of it, you'll see. So a lot of us be wanting women to be our peace, but we're searching for chaotic women to be our peace when peace is the control of chaos. It don't work. We talking about, yo, I need a woman who's like real shit. Like, I know it's subtle. We were like, sometimes I want a woman who's gonna cuss the waitress out or whatever the case may be because I said I want onions. I didn't want onions and they put onions on shit. That's subtle, but that's a chaotic motherfucker. And it's just gonna magnify. But you feel me? When we're on that quest for monogamy, that one woman, you feel me? That one woman, you have to really look and see. This is why self-awareness is important, not just self-consciousness, but self-awareness. We want that one woman who, like I said, is going to be our peace, bring control to our chaos. But we have to control our chaos first. You feel me? It's like a job. It's like literally like a job. You're going to hire the best employee who can fulfill all of the qualifications that you need. Have you ever, as a man, defined the qualification that you need to have peace in your life? Probably not. Chances are you're not. You know why? Because you're depending on a woman to bring you peace. So this is why monogamy is so easy, because it's like, I have not defined my peace, but I need women who's going to show me where my peace is. This is why your first phase of life, this is why I say monogamy is for the divine, Polygamy is for the carnal. Your first phase of life, when you're in your carnal space, when you're a teenager, when you're a young adult and everything like that, you're experiencing life, that quote unquote whole phase that they always talk about, the whole phase, the real whole phase is designed to show you what you need in your life. But we limit it to fucking all the time. None of us, many of us really don't pay attention to, the actual post relationship analysis that we need to be doing. I got an episode on that too. So we don't take the time to go back and say, what did I learn out of this relationship? All you know is that bitch crazy for dramatic effect. You feel me? Somehow we manage to leave every relationship. That bitch crazy, that bitch this, that bitch that. We never take the possibility of saying, okay, when was I peaceful in a situation? When was my, when was peace under control? It wasn't. We went out and we sought it and we thought, okay, I need a woman who's going to do this. So this is why, in addition to that, you need submissive women when you are not able to define your own peace. Because when you can't create your own peace, you need a submissive woman to say, you're not fucking my peace up. You feel me? But when you're in that space where you can control your peace, you're not going to bring a woman in who could fuck your peace up in the first place. Which makes it easier to go into monogamy, because monogamy takes work. It takes the first aspect of self-awareness. You feel me? Self-understanding. It's all about the self first. Before you can be monogamous with somebody, you got to be monogamous with yourself. You got to be able to figure out who you are, to know what you need in your life to maintain peace. You feel what I'm saying? When we're on our polygamous shit, we're not taking time to figure out who we are. We are behaving a certain way. We are behaving a certain way. Monogamy is tied to who you're being. Polygamy is tied to who you become or who you behave as. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm going to behave as a polygamous man, which means, most of it is lust driven anyway. Yeah, just niggas keep it a bean. You just want orgies, bro. That's it. You just want orgies. You want threesomes and shit. You want multiple women to have sex with. When one period is on, you want to fuck with another one. It's crazy shit like that. You don't really want the aspect of actually growing and developing and tapping into that deeper essence. You feel me? I know, because, I used to do it. You feel me? I remember when I first became conscious, I was celibate and shit. But when I first started fucking with the woke community and shit, mad women was like, yo, are you considering polygamy? If you are, let me find a sister wife and all the other crazy shit. And I was like, fuck no, I don't want no fucking polygamy. Like, y'all crazy as fuck. But I had established this shit off of the principle of me coming to terms with I had learned to create my own peace. I had learned to create my own peace. In creating my own peace, I knew what I needed in my life. And I know that when I see the right woman, I know, okay, you're an extension of what I already use to control my chaos. You feel what I'm saying? When you're monogamous, you have to continually pour into the same woman, the same individual, and draw out everything you need to bring your peace into reality. You feel what I'm saying? If I know that I need a woman who's going to be supportive, I need a woman who's going to, I should not have to tell this woman to do, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need a woman who doesn't naturally do it to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck that. If I know that I like cooked meals, I'm not going to fuck with a woman who don't cook and then think, oh, I'm going to teach her how to cook. Fuck no. You don't meet the prerequisites. The qualifications ain't there. This is an interview. Bro. You feel me? This is an interview. And we constantly have to go back and forth and hire and fire new people. But in our monogamous state, which we rarely get in, you feel me? We don't take the time to see certain shit because it's lust driven. You got to see beyond lust and you got to see beyond sex when you're in a monogamous situation. Right? And I say that because everything that you want out of a woman, you can bring out of her. That's the plot twist to all of this shit. This is why monogamy failed. This is why relationships fail. Where people be like, oh my God, why do relationships fail? Men got to live and get it out. Nah, men need to be taught how to control their own peace and how to find a woman to bring that in. Most of us don't realize that till we like 40, 50 years old. We've been out here, quote unquote, playing, trying to find, you know what I'm saying, the right woman. You're not trying to find the right woman. You're trying to find the best nut. And you think that you're going to spend the rest of your life looking for the best nut. No, nigga, that's not what's going to happen. What we have to learn how to do is see monogamy on all scales. You feel me? On all scales. One woman can bring the best out of you. However, she can only bring the best out of you when you pour into her. When you're polygamous, you don't have to pour into shit. You just gotta be that nigga. You feel me? The image, people want to be attached to it. You feel me? Monogamy is not about an image that can be attached to. It's about an essence that is. You feel me? It's about an essence that is. I've dealt with so many women who were, in a space where it's like I had to look back and say, "Yo, you want my peace? You weren't my peace because I didn't have peace within myself." I can admit that I ain't had peace within myself. To know that I liked wild shit meant that I was living a wild life. Either way, like I didn't want peace in my peace was chaotic. That was my comfort. I was comfort in chaos. I was comfortable in chaos, which is fucking stupid. You feel me? So we'll say shit like that. Like your peace is also going to be tied to your comfort in some way, shape, or form. So if my normal life, what I normally function in is chaotic, I like having random chicks go crazy and, yeah, yo, she loyal, says she doing like, yo, when I like that shit, that's going to be my peace. And this is the quandary of it because the other side, because it's catering to the very thing that's supposed to be controlling your chaos is causing it because it's what you pour into it. So in this monogamous shit, this polygamous shit, really what it is, we just putting a title to the fact that I want to be hoeing and you can't do shit. You feel me? We make up so many different excuses as to, well, because men got abundant semen, bro. Like we supposed to be fucking multiple women. Like why we got? Oh, you're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. Only when you're on your carnal aspect. See, one thing that I noticed, we try to go back to our ancestral roots and shit, but we try to do it with a European lens. It don't work. Our ancestors want Europeans, cuz like it's not gonna work. It ain't gonna fly, it ain't gonna do it. You feel what I'm saying? So even still, we try to put it to, okay, let's make it religious. Religious is still even more fucked up because our people didn't follow that. Like one of the things that always get me is that like we was kings. We was kings before all of this shit happened. All right. So what did they do as kings? Like motherfuckers always want to overlook that shit. They weren't kings under the circumstances that we live in now. They couldn't have been. They couldn't have been. They just couldn't. They just couldn't have been. You feel me? And then in the times when they're like, oh well, they had multiple women, they had multiple wives, but nobody's telling the story about the kings who just had one woman. They didn't have concubines. You feel me? They didn't have concubines. And even still, you want to use the concubines, you got to still go back and study what that shit was. All of the concubines weren't getting pounded out. You feel me? Some of the concubines were a lot of times in that space simply because the mother, the wife, the queen or whatever the case may be, she may have been barren and couldn't have babies. So she got a concubine. She selected a concubine and said, okay, you can have a baby with her in our lineage and shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? There's so much shit we leave out of all of this shit because we just so focused on fucking. Fucking, 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 fucking. Like, nigga, there's more to it. It's not just about getting some pussy all the time. It's about getting peace. But you have to have peace within in order to know that. You feel me? So you know which type of women's supposed to be in your space, which women ain't. There's no, you can see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? You can change. Like, no, nobody should be able to have that kind of power. But there's certain tenets that you got to have within yourself, certain principles and premises that you got to have deep within yourself to even establish you and solidify you in a point to be monogamous. You dig what I mean? Like you got to be able to practice restraint. And that's the problem. It's like we so busy practicing restraint that we don't understand how to create the very essence that makes us not need to restrain ourselves because we're not tempted or we're not enticed by the shit that we have to practice restraint from. You feel me? Does that make sense? I'm gonna tie it into practice of celibacy. I mention it all the time, so I'm gonna mention it again because it's still all the time. But when I talk about practice of celibacy, I tell people all the time, I'm not restraining or abstaining from sex. I'm not denying myself sex. However, I have reached a point where I understand so much that what sex is from the energetic spaces and all this other shit, I don't have sex with anybody. Am I willing to pound some shit out right now? Yes, I'm very selectively celibate. I will fuck something right now if all of the ramifications and the qualifications fit as to what I need in my life. Not many of us have defined that. And I'm gonna say that on the strength of I watch y'all. You feel me? Speaking of, my hiatus on this is gonna be a tangent, but I'm coming back. My hiatus away from social media, you know, when I came back, my explore page on Instagram was fucked up. I used to have thoughts on my shit. I used to have shit about all it is ass and titties and Kevin Samuels. What the fuck did y'all do to my explore page? What happened to all of the shit that y'all was once like y'all? It's so much like lust and sex and shit. It's all half naked women and shit. Like there's nothing wrong with it. That's what bags your groceries. But at the same time, you can't be monogamous in that space. This is why I'm saying I watch y'all. I don't know how y'all gonna operate. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all the type of motherfuckers who have to, practice restraint when it comes to, you know, the carnal aspect, rather than understanding like, yo, I just ain't fucking anybody. Because there's so many stigmas that like you gotta overcome. It's like, oh, you ain't fucking nothing, you must be gay. Your perception of reality is completely fucked up if you think that somebody who values themselves is homosexual. You feel what I'm saying? But again, that's that carnal shit. I get so many like, I know you fucking somebody. I'm not. Like I would be talking to women and shit, and they would be like, I know you fucked her before, didn't you? Mm-mm, mm-mm. Y'all talking or something? You're making an assumption based off your reality. This is my. I can now vet you out and say you can't be in my space. Your mindset is not even ready to be built in my space. You have to get to a point where you can see beyond the physical in order to tap into monogamy. You feel me? I've juggled women easily. Like, not on no bragging type shit. This is why it's like I've learned how, with the conscious community, why they will always, the women will say, yo, you look like you're gonna be polygamous. Juggling women is easy. Keeping multiple, I can do it well. I've done it all my life. Like I've done it since I started in this game. Having multiple women and not making them lose. Like I only had one situation when women fought over me. Other than that, it was never like I always kept that shit on point. But it's too easy. It's too easy. It's too fucking easy. And it's for carnal shit. Like all I gotta do is fuck y'all good. And the type of man that I am, I actually do pour into women still, regardless of whether, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. But when you start to see that shit and you start to look at it from a perspective of you pouring into something, you realize, damn, I'm not pouring into everything. It's quality. Then you start to see that it becomes quality over quantity. It's like, I know what I need in my life. For example, if you know that you need your air purified, right? You're going to get specific plants. You'll get like snake plants or, certain plants that can purify the air, right? You're going to nurture those plants to keep your air purified. You're going to pour into those plants to make sure those plants do what they're supposed to do, right? You're going to give the plant everything it needs. It's going to get the sunlight. It's going to get the water. You don't think you got to do that same shit for a woman? If you want her to be your peace, if you want her to maintain the peace in your space, now you got to give her you got to give her the ability to do that. You feel me? But again, how do you know what you got to give her to get the best out of you if you don't know what the fuck you need? They teach us to spend time to find a woman who automatically knows, or find a woman who can, do X, Y, and Z. They do template shit. Find a woman who can cook, clean, wash your clothes and shit. Like I, I dated a woman. We went together and shit. I met her grandmother and shit. And her grandma was like, iron his clothes? And she was like, nah, he does that. She's like, you don't cook nothing for him? She's like, nah, he cooks for himself and shit. She was like, on some, like, my perspective is like, I'm not going to starve. Look, I will not starve and I will not be delayed for another motherfucker. I'm sorry. You feel me? I don't give a fuck how much of a vital piece she is in my life. She is not my life. She's just in it. You feel what I'm saying? Therefore, she has no mandates, no dictation of what is going to sustain and make my life work. This is why I say she comes into my life as the catalyst that I need for everything else. If I know I want to be this great man, I have to use this woman as a catalyst, right? Based off of what I can pour into her. You feel what I'm saying? If I know I need some peace, I got to show her how to control my chaos, but I got to know how to control my chaos first. And then I got to see, damn, does she have the capacity to control chaos like that? No. Why am I fucking with her? Why am I trying to, you know, go against the grain and look in the situation and say, oh, with time, I don't worry. I ain't got time to worry about time no more, bro. Like, and I reached the point where I can start to identify this shit. Like, you ain't supposed to be in my life. I don't like, when you become self-aware, you know who's supposed to be in your life and who's not. You feel me? Nothing can dictate, nothing can predicate, and nothing can change anything about that for you. Now, if you have not defined who you are, I suggest reading Soul Frail 3. But if you have not defined who you are and even understood what your purpose is in life, you're going to keep running on this motherfucking hamster wheel. See, there's a difference between intention and there's a difference between goals. When you when you searching, honey hunting, doing whatever you're doing and shit, and you find this woman who's in a certain space, ask yourself, ask yourself, can can I vitally function with her in my space right now? See, we get so caught up in cohabitating and coexisting that we never look at living. You got to know how to live first before you can live with somebody else. Living with somebody else has nothing to do with moving in together. That's cohabitating. This is why I always say it. I'm very big on words and using the right word for a situation. You know, we've been like, oh, y'all living together. Y'all ain't living together. Y'all cohabitating till y'all die. Y'all just coexisting. Y'all ain't living together. Because what is life for you and what is life for her? Y'all two lives can, the way in which our purposes are designed, you feel me? Your life purpose, not on any funny shit. Your life purpose may be to change the world. Her life purpose literally might be to keep it the same. Just to put extremes out there and shit. Then what are you gonna do? And you wonder why shit's stagnant. You feel me? Some motherfuckers really don't want to grow and you can't make them. You gotta pour into a plant that does its job. I'm not gonna get a plant. I'm not gonna get a Venus fucking flytrap, right? And keep watering and saying, you're supposed to purify my air. Nigga, no. You knew I ate flies when you picked me from the store. I don't know if they sell Venus flytraps, but anyway, you knew from the jump that I don't purify air. So why are you mad that I won't purify your air? You feel me? You know what? Since you don't want to purify my air, I still like you as a plant. I'm just gonna buy another plant. Now I got chicks on the side. Now I got it because I am unfulfilled. Because I have not defined what it is for my life. So when we come together and it's time to live together, you can't. How can you live together with a motherfucker who's only existing and you only exist in yourself? You have not found who you are. You feel me? Tying it back into the beginning of this episode and the conversation is like monogamy is for the divine. You dig what I'm saying? Monogamy is for the fucking divine, not the carnal. Divinity is a different level of the self. People be thinking divine means I'm white and golden pearl. Like, nah, bruh. You don't necessarily have to be all of that shit. Divine is a point of absolution. You become your absolute self. You got to find a motherfucker who's comfortable being the absolute self, not comfortable playing a role. You feel me? A lot of motherfuckers get so like we be thinking the motherfucker is who they are because they're playing a role comfortably. You feel me? Playing a role comfortably. That's not the same as being. That's playing a role comfortably. You feel me? We know Will Smith ain't Agent J, but he's comfortable playing Agent J. You feel me? We know Denzel's not Malcolm X, but he got not Malcolm X, but he got comfortable playing Malcolm X. You feel me? He got comfortable in that role so much that he captured it to where it's like, oh shit, nigga, that's Malcolm X. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We get so caught up in playing the role that we look for somebody who's playing the role well rather than somebody who's being, because we don't even know what it looks like to be. We don't even know what it looks like to behave well. So when we're looking for that significant other, it's like when she finally gets comfortable, when she ain't got to wear that mask no more, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. This ain't you. This ain't you. That is her. The cameras ain't rolling no more. The cameras ain't rolling. You feel me? Polygamy low-key keeps us on point, keeps our behavior on point, because we always, like, you hear women say this shit, but you won't do, another one will. That's not a monogamous statement. That's a polygamous statement. You know what I'm saying? When we feel like this woman just ain't enough, that's a polygamous statement. That's not a monogamous statement, because a monogamous statement is that she's not enough. I'm going to bring out what I need to bring out of her. This is why we don't commit. We only commit through shit through monogamous energy, not polygamous. We're programmed to be polygamous. Everybody encourages polygamy. They tell us to have whole phases. They tell us all this shit. They never tell us to find that one moment, that one woman, and bring the best out of her. You know why? Because we're never taught to find one thing and commit to it and develop it. Creativity, the fuck is that? You feel me? Discipline, what the fuck is that? All of that shit are all derivatives of committing. When you commit to something, we'll commit to a college. I'm committing. Like, think about what that is. When motherfuckers graduate from high school and they sign a little contract, they commit to a certain college. What are they doing? They're committing to the discipline, to maintaining a certain level of grades, to show up to workouts, to the workouts, to run their position as best as they possibly can, to continually show up every single fucking day. We're not taught to commit to women. Women be like, oh, he won't commit to me. And in our mind, this gonna sound so fucked up. In our mind, you're not worth committing because I don't have to commit to you. I'm polygamous interest. Like my basis is polygamy, so I'm not committing. I'm not committing to you because committing means that I have to pour into you to get the best out of you. This is where it's gonna get ugly. So if my sister's listening, sorry, but I'm pouring in everything that I can into you to get something out of you. If I'm not committing to you, it's because I'm not getting anything out. My return on investment is zero. Nobody want to talk about that part. Nobody want to talk about that part. But then we have to look at the other side. Why are we choosing investments that don't work? As somebody who day trades and invests and reads charts for a living all the fucking time, if the shit don't work, if I can't see the potential, like, I'm not gonna put my money into it. I'm not even gonna entertain it. You feel me? I apply that to every aspect of my life. Not just from the trading aspect, but trading became easier for me to do because I knew how to commit to shit. The purpose of committing to something is to get the reward out of it, but it's based off of input and output. How well you're going to put something into it to get the best out of it. Monogamy is that when it comes to relationships. What are we getting out of these relationships? I need my peace. You feel me? I need my happiness. I need all of these different things. I need that. I need this woman to so I have to pour into her to get out of that. It ain't no different if I want this level of children. I need to find the woman that I can do. Like, the woman is the earth. We always talking about planting your seed. All right, cool. You just gonna go plant your seed in some sand, nigga? Fuck no. If I told you right now, motherfucking, if I gave you a jackfruit tree seed, right, and said go plant a jackfruit, where you gonna go plant it? You're gonna go find the most perfect soil, the fertile soil that's direct sunlight, that motherfucking is not gonna be in a space where it can get flooded out. So there's a lot of there's a angular or like a hilly motion or whatever. So the water can start to run off to a lower space. It's not gonna sit and pull up and drown there's a lot of shit you're gonna consider. You're not just say, ooh, I got a seed. Let me go put it in some dirt. The first dirt I can find, you put it in some fucking sand. No. So why the fuck would you treat a relationship like that? It takes intention. That's why I say monogamy is for the divine. We have relationship goals, but not many motherfuckers have relationship intentions. Your relationship goals look like another motherfucker on the internet. Oh, they're traveling. That's my relationship goals. I got relationship intentions. And you need to have relationship intentions. That's the only way you're going to be successful in a monogamous relationship. Because your intentions can't change. Contrary to what people believe, your goals can change at will. Because you can see, oh, these motherfuckers was on the Bahamas wearing all green. Relationship goals. Oh shit! Now they're wearing orange. You feel me? And they in Jamaica. Goals. Nah, but intentions are different. Ain't no changing that shit. I don't give a fuck if it's green or red. I don't care. My intentions ain't gonna change just because something fleets and something catches my eye. It makes me to say, okay, nah, I don't want this goal anymore. Your intentions are tied to your purpose. Your purpose is tied to your will, and your will is going to be what creates everything that happens around you. So for men, if we say, for example, when I was talking about the earth and everything like that, if I know, for me, I want black babies. I want my babies to be just like me. I don't even know I can do that with a black woman. No shade towards anybody because I know how y'all feel. I don't give a fuck. But there's only I know how dope I am as a human. I come from a black man and a black woman. I'm fucking phenomenal. You feel me? I'm fucking phenomenal. So in order for me to recreate this phenomenal shit, I need an earth that can take the sea the way it is. You feel what I'm saying? So when I have to find that significant other, I have to first, in order for me to find her, I had to find myself. A lot of y'all ain't trying to do that. A lot of y'all listening to these niggas talking about high value men and shit, or I'm high value, I can make it like, first off, ain't none of y'all high value. Like, that's bullshit. Y'all, we got to get out of that shit. This high value shit, I'm promise you, yo, there's no fucking way all of y'all are following this high value shit and there's still as much poverty as it is. Because if that's the point, if y'all are really high value, then your financial literacy is trash. Everybody making over six figures, bro. Everybody making over six. Come on. Let's keep it a bean. Everybody making over six and motherfuckers are still in poverty. You're not high value. You can't be. It's not physically possible. If you're high value, making over six figures, and you still in poverty, you are. And I don't mean like motherfuckers be thinking they're not in poverty because they don't live in the projects or they don't live in the slum. Like motherfucker, you like I said, and I forgot which episode it is. You are literally one life emergency away from being in poverty. One life emergency. I don't give a fuck how many figures you got. If one life emergency can take you out of the game, you ain't high value. So we need to dead that narrative because that narrative is setting the expectation within our own selves that we fucking, I don't know what the fuck we think we are. You feel what I'm saying? But this high value shit now ties into the polygamous side of it too. And we're talking about monogamy, but it's talking about the polygamous side of it too because like, ooh, I got options. No, you don't. You ain't got no fucking options. No, you do got options. Ooh, I'm gonna say it like that. When you polygamous, you got options. You got options, but you ain't got no choices. And this ain't semantics. This ain't semantics because options and choices are different. Options are given to you based off of a certain criteria. Choices, you create those based off of what you need. I'm on a roll, motherfuckers. When y'all think y'all got options, it's always a chick that can see this high value man or whatever the case may be, right? When you are in that monogamous space and you're making choices, you're choosing the woman who picks you. You're choosing the woman who is going to be the best in your life. You know how hard that is? You know how hard it is? Because I gotta always make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do in my life. That's crazy. That's crazy when you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. You feel me? When you're looking at it from the wrong perspective, when you're looking at it from the perspective of, I just need somebody here. Like, nah, I need somebody who's gonna be the best I need in my life. You feel me? Some of us will, you know, we'll make sure we clean our shoes every day, wash our shoes, whatever the fuck y'all do. Clean our guns, we make sure shit is upper. But why are we not doing that to our woman? Because that requires commitment. That requires a monogamous mentality. Monogamy is not just I'm limiting. People think monogamy is I'm limiting myself to one woman. I'm about to start preaching right now. People, nah, I ain't gonna play. Hey, go play. All right, so a lot of us think monogamy is confining ourselves and limiting ourselves to one woman. It's not. It's not. It's taking all of ourselves to bring the best out. Like that is a mark of a man. You want to feel accomplished? You want to feel accomplished? Bring the best out of a woman. A lot of us can't bring the best out of a woman because we don't know what it takes. That's why we can't be monogamous. You feel me? We be thinking shit like, oh, it takes too much to please her. No, it takes too much to behave a certain way. When you with who you supposed to be with and you fucking with who you supposed to be fucking with, you don't have to behave anymore. You get to be. And not many of us get to be because when society fucks us up as men, especially as black men, like there's a certain standard we can't fall from that we've never reached. And we're not even allowed to reach. Like the whole six-figure shit, like all of this mentality is like, yeah, you can reach that shit. How are you gonna get there? High value man ain't got no time for you. You feel me? Now, as a monogamous man, you start to do things to say, okay, you know, the polygamous man, the man who's on that high value shit, he's in the perspective of, I'm in this space so I can be the quote unquote best pick, best option. Like, you know what I'm saying? Women can flock to me. upper echelonian or whatever the case may be. But the monogamous man decides, I know what I need in my life. I have to create the realm for that. It's that simple. You know, I got called a simp before because I was breaking down like I was like, I do everything for my great granddaughter. You feel me? I want to create I said I'm creating a realm for myself where the woman that I bring in, the moment we find out we having a baby, she stops working. Oh, that's control. What does she still want to work? I don't give a fuck what she still want to do. You feel me? She can choose whether she gonna go to work or not, but at the same time, the agreement is, yo, you pregnant, take that off. Now, this is why I say motherfuckers don't understand monogamy for real. They don't understand that shit for real. This is why I say monogamy is for the divine. Because the sole fact that you trying to control her, that's where the problem is. As a monogamous man, knowing that this is the woman I want, I know that she's carrying my child. I know that for my child to have the best opportunity it possibly can, as far as developing correctly within her womb for 9 fucking months, I need to create a realm and in the space of existence for 9 months that makes it as easy as possible for her to get through this shit. Oh, don't nobody want to do that part. You feel me? When her hormones are changing, when she's up, waking up middle of the night, I gotta go get her something to eat and shit. But I still gotta go work 16 hours. I'm gonna resent her for that shit. I'm gonna resent her for that shit. And then she still gotta go to work for herself. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's not me. But I said I gotta be proactive with this shit. I know that when you pregnant with my child, I ain't no fucking 6 weeks you go back to work. Fuck no, you're not detaching from my motherfucking child. My connection to my child is dependent upon your connection to our child. Motherfuckers don't want to hear that shit. Hey, bro, for real though, at some point we gotta stop talking to women about masculinity and start talking to each other about it. And I mean really talk to each other. Not as enablers and co-signers, but as men trying to reach the pinnacle of our essence. And that's what the So Frail series does. So Frail 1 is the definition. So Frail 2 is the acknowledgement. And So Frail 3 is the resolution. If you rock with the So Frail conversations, I can guarantee you will rock with the So Frail series of books. So visit IamJustSaying.com right now so you can add the series to your library. I promise you will never look at masculinity the same again, and you're going to stop wasting your time arguing with women about it. This is a conversation that men need to have between men, and it's time we start having this conversation now. You feel me? The safety and security that the mother has within the father's presence is going to be felt by the child in the womb the whole 9 months. When the baby starts being breastfed and everything like that, when the mother's like, you are indirectly attaching to your child through how your child directly can connect with the mother. That's monogamous shit. That's divine shit. That's some shit that you got to look at and say, damn, what kind of realm do I have to create in order for my woman to, motherfucker, if you're 30 and you ain't got no kids, it's a red flag. Hey, red flag all you want to. Throw that shit up. So woo, motherfucker. But at the end of the day, I'm not in the space where I'm going to be looking at it from when this shit pops up. Like, nah, ain't no stress gonna be getting you. You're not gonna be on your feet. Hey, babe, I need something. Oh, I'm too tired to go get it. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I choked on my spit. Yeah, sorry about that, but I'm back. So anyway, I'm not gonna be in a space where it's like, damn, man, I'm tired, man, I can't go get it. It's like, yo, babe, baby's up, go do something. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, little shit like that is different. Like, there's going to be moments where I'm gonna have to step in. I can't just like, you know what I'm saying? That's like, call it what you want. Motherfuckers call it selfish. They call it whatever. But my thing is this is like, if I'm really gonna be in that space, for me to my peace is important. You know what I'm saying? My peace is important. The mother of my child, the mother of my child, she has to be in a space where she can functionally raise my child, which means I have to create peace for her too. You feel what I'm saying? This is why I'm telling y'all, like, you have to know yourself and be able to know what brings peace to you. Peace for me, and when I'm looking at the bigger picture now, like when I have kids, peace for me is knowing that my kids are good. My kids are safe. My kids are always going to be in a space where they're being nurtured and cared for and loved on. If I'm putting their mama through shit, like their mama got to go deal with stress at work and shit, motherfucker, like no, no, that's a no-go private. She want to go back to work after, certain time, cool. But the thing is, she'll never have to. That's not no high value shit. These same motherfuckers that are high value men will say you gotta go half. You gotta go half with a woman that you planning on conceiving your child. Look at that. I'm gonna let that moment of silence rock a little bit. Just sit with that. You a high value man talking about going half. Ain't no value in that. That's why I say the high value men are actually looking for undervalued women. You feel me? They're not willing to invest in a woman. So they're looking for an already expensive. This is why I liken the shit to the stock market and shit. And I'm telling y'all, this is why I was able to be so good at it because my mindset was already prepared for this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I understand the value of things. I don't worry about just the prices. Like Jay said, niggas know the price of everything, the value of nothing. You feel what I'm saying? I can look at something and say, okay, I can bring the best out of it. I can look at anything and say I can bring the best out of it. However, I also know how to look and say, does this want to have the best brought out of it? That's when it becomes control. It's like, yo, babe, you need to do this. Like I said, I talked to the woman who she had, like I said, was sitting on $1 billion idea. That was originally hers. The idea is in the world now. She's not the creator of it. Oh, well. Oh, well, if I can create that, then I can think about anything. All right, well, but you didn't create that one, so fuck it. Every idea I thought to create, I brought that shit into reality. This is why I always talk about like mind, like soul, like body. Not the same, but like mind, like soul, like body. You got to be able to stand on your shit. Everybody can't stand on their shit. I stand on my shit well because I know how to stand on my shit. So the monogamy, when I'm approaching a relationship from a monogamous perspective, it's like, yo, what can I get out of you? What can I get out of you? You feel me? Off rip. That's why I practice celibacy. So much shit. If y'all motherfucker even if you do see it as abstaining from sex, just try it. See, ask, don't look about fucking her. Ask what you can get out of her. You get so enticed by what you see from the physical aspect. Ask what you can get out of her. Do she read books? No. I'm a scholar. You feel me? I study. I study all the time. I learn every single fucking day. There's not a day goes by that I don't learn something, that I'm not reading something, that I'm not writing something. Like, there's no, like, that's a part of my piece. You dig what I mean? That's a part of my piece. So when I say I need a woman to be my piece, that means that you need to make it easy when I'm in that creative space. Don't be, oh, here you go writing again. Oh, here you go with this. You know what I'm saying? Damn, take some time for me. No, join me in my time. You feel me? Join me in my time. I'll join you in yours. Because that's the other side to this monogamy shit. You feel me? I know it seems like I was talking about, oh, this is all about the man. No, no, no. Because she got to harmonize with me. She got to harmonize with me. I can bring out all of that shit with you, but if that shit is destructive to me, You feel me? I've dealt with women who don't like to read. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. But here's where it becomes a problem because it's like now you saying I read too much. I read enough for what I feel I need to read for. You dig what I'm saying? It ain't my fault that you don't want to read. And in your aspect of trying to read, you're trying to do it to catch up with me. I'm doing this because I really love it. You'll never catch up with me because of that. You see it as a job. I see it as play. I don't get like motherfuckers call me a nerd. Oh, you just your nerdy ass, bitch. I know. Non-binary. When I said bitch, I meant non-binary. But well, I know I'm nerdy as fuck. The fuck, I love doing this shit. I have an insatiable appetite to know shit, to learn shit. You know what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers have an insatiable appetite to know nothing at all. Just sound like they know shit. You feel what I'm saying? So these are things you got to consider when you looking for that other person. Because polygamy, we don't have to think about the shit. We can just literally bounce around from the next shit. This is why we so unfulfilled. Man, I just want me one to settle down. Like, that's the problem. Settling down. We settle down instead of vibing up. Think about that shit, yo. It's about that time for you to settle down. I ain't never gonna settle down. I'm never gonna settle down. Hear me well. I'm never settling down in a relationship. Fuck, we have to vibe it. We have to vibe up. Just like I'm never gonna fall in love again. I'm gonna rise in love. I'm never gonna go down the other way. That's stupid as fuck. When I settle for somebody, like people love to talk about the semantics I be using the shit, but then it's like, yo, I'm ready to settle down. I ain't ready to settle down. I've settled down before, and I realized what it got me. You feel what I'm saying? It kept me stagnant. You settle down, you become stagnant. Nah, you got to vibe up. Which means that this is why you have to know how to bring the best out of somebody in conjunction to yourself. That's why I had the conversation. I forgot what episode it was, but I was talking about cheating. Why do men cheat? Because they losing. Only losers cheat. When you feel like you're not winning at something, you cheat. That's pretty much it. It's like I know motherfuckers be like, oh, it's because men are just lustful. Men are this. They can't control the urge. Blah blah blah. No, you cheat when you're losing. You have no desire to cheat when you feel like you're winning. Think about it. If you playing basketball and you up 30 points, why would you cheat? You feel me? If you down 30 points, you might clip a motherfucker or two. You might try to, you know what I'm saying, get a couple hard fouls. You have no reason to do that when you're winning. The fuck? It's logic, bro. It's basic logic and common sense. People try to make it harder than what it is. Men cheat because they just didn't care. They didn't, like, no, he cared. He truly cared, but he wasn't winning. That's why I say you got to know yourself. What makes you win on the inside? What makes you feel like a motherfucking winner? Because that right there is what you have to connect with when it comes to your woman. What makes me feel like a winner is what I have to bring out of her to be in the peace that I have, that I desire. Yo, you got to bring out what makes me a winner. I don't need you to constantly tell me I'm a winner, to hype me up or give me like, no, I need you to understand what it is that I win at and why I win and be in that space too. You feel what I mean? Motherfuckers ain't on that type time because it takes self-exploration first. Self-acknowledgement. I have to know what. And so for 3, when you go through the tree of life chapter and shit, I literally break down how to transition your mindset from being a loser to a winner. It's levels to this shit. You feel what I'm saying? We all start off as fools based off of fear and faith. You feel me? But when we get to the absolution of the self, when we reach the absolute self and shit, there's a whole process that has to go through that motherfucker. When I tell people I'm at my absolute self, people be like, no, you're not, because you still cuss, you still this, you smoke, you do like, call it what you want. That's a part of my absolute self. Can't nobody match me on that shit. I know who the fuck I am, but I know how to do what I need to do. All in all, I've learned how to become a winner. I've learned how to win. So I know what's going to help me win in my life without cheating. Without cheating. This now ties back into that old episode about the honorable mention shit. You know what an honorable mention is? Now that we're tying this to relationships, polygamy is honorable mentions. You feel me? I want that one woman that's like she's everything. To get everything out of a woman, you got to put everything into her. It's an investment. It's an investment. It's a fucking investment. And we don't know how to see women as an investment. You feel me? Therefore, we can't be monogamous. When I do my trading and I do one at a time. Everybody like, yo, what's your portfolio like? I bet it's crazy. My portfolio ain't shit. My portfolio got one motherfucking investment, one motherfucking trade at a time. I focus on one thing at a time. A lot of motherfuckers, reason why they tell you to have a diversified portfolio, and I get it, I respect it. I respect it for the longevity because it's like one thing will offset another one. You want stocks, you want bonds, you want certain things because bonds move slower than stocks. And so what you lose in the stock, you can offset in the bond. No, I don't plan on losing. I don't fucking plan on losing. Why do you think I call the shit master the market? Because I don't fucking plan on losing the shit. Right? I structured myself in a way that I need to know how not to lose with this one investment. You feel me? So when I know how to win within, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? You know what I mean? So when I learn how to win within, it's like when I look for a woman, like who's going to continue help me continue my winning streak? You dig what I mean? So I don't have to cheat. You feel me? Not only that, I know, okay, I'm not winning, yo. And we look at basketball when motherfucking, I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't really watch it, so I haven't really been on it. I just catch whatever shit has been happening on social media. I think the Lakers are about to trade Westbrook or something, or they did trade him or something. The Lakers ain't winning with him. He's a good player, but it's like, okay, we can't win with you, so we trade you off the team. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. When you can't win with something, either you get rid of them or you cheat. You feel me? Monogamy don't do that shit. Because monogamy is always, this is what I need to be like. The Lakers are a championship dynasty. I'm gonna use the Lakers because it works. The Lakers are a championship dynasty. They know how to win championships. They, in my opinion, the Lakers are the number one. We're tied with the Celtics now as far as number of rings, but we're still the number one franchise. Lakers are still the number one franchise. We have dynastic championships through certain eras. Like motherfuckers go on runs, get 3, 4 rings and shit. This is a championship team. They know how to get championships. They know how to build a team to get the championships. They know how to fucking win. They're fucking winners. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they were just a basketball team. They were not winners. They were not winners. I talked about this in fucking Frail 3. I broke that shit down as far as the tree of life goes on how to internally figure that shit out for yourself. But it comes with your purpose. We don't even know what our purpose is, and we wonder why we can't be monogamous. Because it's hard to go and maneuver and find somebody who's aligned with your purpose. You feel me? And when I say aligned in your purpose, I really mean aligned with your purpose, not just there because of your purpose. Oh, I like what you do. I just want to be here. That's a tag along. You feel me? When a motherfucker's in your space because they're supposed to be in your space, because they're a part of your purpose, they're in line with your purpose, it's a whole different. You ain't got to fight the friction with that motherfucker. Ain't no friction with that motherfucker. You're going to have your ups and downs and shit, but yeah, you're going to bring out of them what you need to maintain your peace, which means it's all in what you pour out of them. You feel me? Every woman that I want, every woman that I've ever been with in my life, seriously, like in a serious relationship, I always poured into them what I wanted to get out. And motherfuckers be like, you feel me? How you still fuck with such and such? I don't fuck with such and such, but I could fuck with her if I wanted to go backwards and try to fuck with her because of what I left her with. You feel me? But at the same time, I can't go back to her because what she didn't have to provide when I was trying to bring it out of her. She wasn't supposed to be there. She just wasn't supposed to be there. You feel me? And that's what we have to understand. We got to be able to see this shit ahead of time. This shit ain't a game, man. We too old for this shit. We too old for this shit. This ain't nothing that you play with. Oh, I want to see where it goes. No, I'm intentional with every woman that I meet. What do you want out of a relationship? What do you want out of a woman? I want a woman who's gonna be this, that, and the third. Blah blah blah. Like this is the criteria. You feel me? You can be hired under the premise that you say you can meet these qualifications, but you will be fired if you don't. You know why? Because my business still has to run. Metaphorically and tie into this relationship shit. Like, and monogamy, like my business still has to function, still has to run. I still have to maintain my peace with or without you. That's the issue right there. We get with women and we think, oh, I ain't gotta do that. I ain't gotta do that emotional side no more. No. This is like the middleman. Like, in order to put a middleman in a situation to eliminate a middleman, you have to know what the middleman does. When we want a woman to be our peace, technically she's gonna be the middleman for our peace, but we gotta know how to do the peace for us to find the right middleman. You feel me? You gotta be able to look at her and say, babe, I need this, that, and the third. Right? She has to be able to give it to you. I'm motherfucker like, yo, baby, can you just do like, I love her to like, cause she's, you know what I'm saying? She's my auntie and shit. But I guess the dude that she was talking to, some shit, motherfucker, he asked her to make her some soup or some shit, cause he was sick. She ain't making you no soup, make your own damn soup. And hung up on him and shit, cause she was at a family function with us. You feel me? But you know what I'm saying? It was a family reunion. He didn't come, he was sick, or whatever the case may be. She said, can you come make me some soup? She said, make your own damn soup. You feel me? She wanted his peace. You know why? Because he didn't even know how to make peace for himself. He didn't know how to make peace for his motherfucking self. So he now became dependent upon a woman who could make him peace. And she said, I'm not making you peace right now. And that's perfectly fine. I get it. Motherfuckers like, that's fucked up, man. No, mine won't fucked up. He didn't choose the right woman. The fuck? Like, but that comes with it. Like, you have to know within yourself. You feel me? Now, if he would have got disrespectful, we would have made orange juice out that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still my auntie. I don't give a fuck what she said to you. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like for her to say that, it was like, I'm not mad at them. They're not equally yoked. You like her because she got all of this and everything. She might like you back. But at the same time, you feel me? Like, bruh, there's nothing that you're pouring into her to get out of it. You feel me? Something as simple as, yo, can you make me some soup because I'm sick? Now I get it. Like I said, we was at a family function. But it's like, she's telling him to make his own damn soup. Real shit. So that means you're not pouring into this woman to make her feel, okay, yeah, he wants some soup. I'm gonna make him some soup. You feel me? Like, we We don't want to pour into the work to get out what we need. And then we also don't want to walk away from a situation that we're pouring into and we ain't getting nothing back. Something that day trading and investing has taught me: when the motherfucker is going against you, get the fuck out. Don't, I'm just gonna wait till it turns around. That's what I like about Forex. You feel me? Forex will just stop you the fuck out. You think you can hold on to it till it turns around. It'll stop you the fuck out. Just take your money then. And now you're like, damn, stock market ain't gonna do that. Crypto ain't gonna do that. You can hold these as long as you still got the position open. You can hold it till it turns around, if it ever turns around. You feel what I'm saying? But most motherfuckers don't know how to say, okay, let me get out of this motherfucker because I'm in a negative. I'm in a negative. Now we develop resentment. Now we went from, I want this motherfucker to be my piece, and now this motherfucker, I resent them. I don't like this motherfucker no more. But now I'm gonna stay on it with the hopes that maybe things could turn around. Maybe we can have a baby. Maybe things will change. No, none of that's gonna change until you on the inside have figured out who the fuck you are. You cannot be monogamous unless you know who you are. Because to be monogamous means that you have to focus on one, which means you have to focus on yourself. I always tell people, like, when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I see me in them. The more I see in me and you, the longer we can be together, the more fruitful we'll be. You feel me? But if I just see, oh, you look good on my arm, we gonna last a good 3 weeks. Not on no fuck shit. Not on no fuck boy shit. This is really, really high key why I went celibate too. Because I could already tell, like, 3-4 weeks, like, how long we gonna go. It's like, I'm gonna get 3 weeks out of you. I hope I don't fuck tomorrow. That's so trash. Like, I'm gonna get 3 weeks out of you. You can't do shit for me. You know what I'm saying? When I was in high school, I had this woman, she got upset with me because we fucked and shit. And she saw me walking with a girl that she didn't like and shit. So she busts out of the classroom talking about, maybe I'll take your ass back in the classroom. So she chased me down or whatever. And shit, we go in the second period. And she run up on me. And she like, why I always gotta chase you? You ain't gotta chase me. I already established what I wanted, like what we were gonna be. I already told you. I already told you what you had to be in my life to maintain peace. You feel me? So she on something. So her friend, hey, they friends be getting fucked up. So her friend was like, well, she want to know why you was watching with such and such. I was like, because we don't go together. She said, if y'all supposed to be going. I said, we don't go together. Don't do that. Everybody in the hallway, ooh, she gonna text me talking about, so all you wanted was the pussy. That's all you gave me. I told you from the jump before we started talking that we would not get far. I'm not just saying that because of the podcast. I literally sat her down and said, look, you used to talk to my homeboy. I used to talk to your sister. Well, I asked my sister and she said it's okay. All right, you got to get whatever comes with this. And you and your homeboy, y'all share girls anyway. You're going to get what comes with that shit. What comes out of that? You run in the hallway getting embarrassed saying you go with a motherfucker you don't go with. I ain't wrong for that. I wasn't wrong for that. You feel me? Did it hurt her feelings? Hell yeah. But I was honest. She knew when she was like, all you wanted was the pussy. I was like, that's all you gave me. And I already told you what it was going to be. I knew from the jump. We ain't going to get far. I'm going to fuck you and leave you alone. I hope I don't fuck you. But shit, motherfucker, she threw it. I took it. And then I was like, this is all it is. Whatever. But anyway, not in a heartless way. But I'm saying that because the monogamous perspective was like, I already knew what I could get out of her. You feel me? I already knew what I can get out of her. I don't need fans. I don't need fans. I don't need fans in my life. You feel me? I live a very interesting life. I have a very interesting experience about everything. I've experienced so much life. I learned so much that I become a very interesting and intriguing motherfucker. Some motherfuckers just want to sit there and listen to your stories and not make stories with you. As a man, you have to be in a position to where you can say, I don't need a motherfucker who's going to listen to my stories. I need a motherfucker who helps create stories with me so we can tell the stories together. You feel me? Which means I have to pour my experiences into you to help get experiences out of you. You dig what I mean? That's monogamous shit. I can easily say, okay, bam, let me go fuck. Like, out of this same intrigue and interest that I bring to the world and shit, I can have multiple women right now. And wherever I want to go, that's not going to be fulfilling for me because it's like, I'm not pouring into a whole bunch of motherfuckers hoping that one works. You feel me? That goes back to what I was saying about the diversified portfolio and the stock markets. Feel me? This is also why, like, all my students, they be asking me, they be like, yo, bro, what are you trading today? One thing. What? This is looking like a good setup too. Hey, this is the best setup for me right now, and it's gonna give me the most profit for what I'm looking for. I don't need multiple trades. I don't. I just need one every single day. One good one every single day. That's it. You feel me? And I I got that understanding because I was already treating relationships like that. Give me that one motherfucking woman that I can get everything out of. I don't need to get multiple women that I can get multiple things out of. Cause that's that I don't need it. I'm just like, yo, damn, if I could just bring all of that out of one person, it's easier. But it requires extra work from me. It requires commitment. Commitment. Most of us haven't even committed to anything to ourselves. We got to commit to ourselves first. And the capacity of being able to commit to yourself means that when you define your goals, when you define your realities, you stick by them and you do them. You feel what I'm saying? The Soul Frail series is a commitment. This podcast is a commitment. You feel me? Mastering the market is a commitment. The Hitting the Raw books and like those are commitments that I had to make to myself first. Nobody was holding me accountable for that shit. You feel me? I didn't have to drop nothing. After Soul Frail 1, I didn't have to write Soul Frail 2. I didn't have to write Soul Frail 3, but I was committed to the fucking series. I was committed to the series. Everything that I dive in, I commit to it 100%. Mastering the market, I committed to learning how to do that shit. You feel me? Everything in my life is about commitment. It's about how well I can commit to it. And commitment isn't just, people think commitment is an extreme tolerance or sitting in a space for so long that you kind of people think commitment is routine, and it's not. It's not. Commitment is a reverence, is a connection and reverence to what you hold near and true and value. And you commitment and reverence to what you believe has value in your life. That's commitment. Men be like, oh, women be like, oh, why won't you commit to me? No, women's version of commitment, they tell us, oh, you just commit because they want that routine. They want us to give them routine all the time, but they hate routine. You feel me? They hate routine. I was talking about spontaneity, but fucking want routine because that's how they view commitment. Commitment is when I dedicate myself to what I value. If you ain't committed to that woman yet and you can't find a reason to commit it because you don't see the value in her, which means now you're just spending on her, whether that be money, time, whatever. I don't spend time. I don't spend money. I don't spend shit. Everything I do is an investment. Every woman that I talk to, I'm investing in her. I'm investing my time into her to make sure that we get the best out of our experience right now. Whether or not we can go far or not, we like, and this is the thing about commitment, like, you got to commit from the start. That's the only way you'll stay consistent with the shit. We need a reason. Think about it. We need a reason to commit to a woman that we want in our space. I'm not inviting you into my space if I'm not already committed to you. I'm sorry. Again, different levels like monogamy versus polygamy. Polygamy is may the best woman win, then I'll commit to her. Monogamy is like, no, I'm gonna commit to this woman because I see something in her and I know that I can bring it out. Now, whether you bring it out or not, who knows? You feel me? Will you bring it out? Who knows? But I do know that if that's your intention when you start, you're gonna change it. You're gonna find out whether or not your commitment is worth it. You feel me? Monogamy ain't for everybody. But the reason why it isn't for everybody, because everybody doesn't know how to commit to anything. My brothers, I say this, right? Learn how to commit to something tangible before you commit to a woman, before you can commit to it. Like these high value men, niggas be like, yeah, they high value and shit. What have they committed to? Okay, now this is where it's going to get crazy. These high value men that we're seeing on the internet, they've committed to what? Nothing. Like there's no commitment to anything that they do. Oh yeah, niggas making six figures and shit. Okay, what are you committed to? What have you successfully completed in your life that you actually put the work in and say, okay, this is mine. I own this. My name is on this shit. I'm not just saying this because I'm an author. I'm not just saying this because I'm a podcaster, entrepreneur shit. I'm not just saying you have to be. There's something that you have to commit to where you can feel accomplished when it's said and done. What have you committed to? Because commitment leads to accomplishment. That's another aspect of the tree of life in So Frail, in So Frail 3. Accomplishment. Accomplishment is accomplishment sits at your solar plexus chakra. That is where your person, like in conjunction with the tree of life. The sixth sphere of the tree of life, Tiferet, that is your solar plexus energy, right? That is your personal identity. That is where accomplishment sits. Commitment precedes accomplishment. The reward of an accomplishment after you committed to something, oh my gosh. As somebody who has accomplished a lot, I've accomplished the shit that I've committed to. And it means so much more than anything to me. You know what I mean? Like than anything. Like to be able to, oh, I'm still working. Certain shit in my I don't have to say I'm still working on it. Nah, I'm done with that. You feel me? It's an accomplishment. It's a good feeling to know, like when people like, yo, you got 4 books out. Yeah, like the the reward of having 4 books out is not the 4 books. I committed to writing 4 motherfucking books and finished them all and gave these motherfuckers to the world. I don't get. Can't nobody tell me shit. You feel me? Can't nobody tell me shit. But that's my accomplishment due to the fact that I committed. So now, when we look at relationships, you know how good it feels to know that you committed to something and the accomplishment was what it was. You got the best out of that woman and she helped bring the best out of you. And the reason why a lot of us, after we commit one time, and it's that heartbreak or whatever the case may be, but we don't take the self-reflection and say, okay, well, damn, I committed to this woman. I poured into it. No, you poured into an empty well. You poured into something. You wanted a purifying, you wanted a plant that was going to purify your house and you poured into a Venus flytrap. That's your fault. Nobody wants to take the accountability for that shit. See, with polygamy, I can always absolve myself. Ah, man, these hoes fucking up my relationship. You feel me? They won't leave me alone. I'm trying to be focused on her. They keep coming on to me because your mindset ain't right. When you monogamous, motherfuckers know. You feel me? Motherfuckers know. And I'm gonna end with this. I'm gonna end with this real quick. When it comes to the social media shit, I talk to some of my brothers and shit who are in similar positions to me, where you have a solid following and shit, where most of your engagement comes from women. I'm not gonna say most of my interaction comes from women because when I check my analytics, it's literally 50-50. You feel what I'm saying? The brothers, real G's move in silence. We respect each other, we give the likes and the nods and shit, but we ain't. So these brothers and shit, we be talking to them like, yeah, man, I get some DMs and shit. A woman to send me some titties and shit. And I'm like, damn, y'all ain't even on that type time and shit like that. It's like, she don't know that you ain't on that type time. They're like, you don't be getting that shit? Nope. Women know better. The women that fuck with, they know better. They literally know better. They're going to, if they send me some shit on some thirst trap shit, they send me a book to see what my thoughts are. They're recommending something. They're sending me a post and want to know how I think or how I feel about this shit. They don't know how to, they know they can't come at me like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because of what I committed myself to. What I've shown that I've committed myself to. You dig what I'm saying? I've shown what I've committed myself to, which means that you have to be that in order to get a commitment out of me. And if you're not, and that's the ultimate goal. That's the purpose of monogamy. That's why it's not easy. That's why I say monogamy is for the divine, because this ain't nothing you could play with. You got to be able to commit to yourself first. You got to be able to commit to something. Women see that shit. The caliber of women that I'm fucking with that are in like the space right now, you feel what I'm saying? It's always on some shit like they see that I can commit to things. That's what makes them fuck with me so much. I'm not still talking about So Frail 1 saying, yo, telling y'all, yo, when I drop So Frail 1, that shit gonna change the game. Fuck it. I already dropped it. I'm trying to watch the game change. The fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? I wrote that shit in 2016. I know people right now, they're still saying, yo, if I could just get this book written, man, it's just like you ain't committed to it. Commitment is by any means necessary. Commitment is by any fucking means necessary. So when you looking at, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, she ain't worth it. She ain't worth all it because you don't see the value in it. You're not gonna commit to what you don't find value in. You feel me? But it takes some divine shit, because divine shit requires you to be your absolute self, which requires you to go in to figure out who the fuck you are and know who you are. So that way you can calibrate towards anything that you commit to. Anything that you commit to can be calibrated correctly, because you know what it takes. You know what kind of energy space you have to be in, and you know what things you're willing to commit to and what things require your commitment. And don't forget to check out Polygamy Clothing, formerly Just Scenes merch. Get all of your intricate designs crafted specifically for the melanated being to develop a positive imagery within self and to have a little bit of fun in the process. From the peace, love, knowledge, and freedom to the dead horses and water designs, all of the styles are crafted for the imagery to make you feel as you're supposed to feel. Because as I always say, the best way to fit in is to stand out. And what better way to stand out than with your exclusive styles from Polygamy Clothing. And I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Yeah, that's monogamy. I know it kind of jumped all over the place, but it's like, the core of monogamy is not just about a woman. It's more about the self than anything. It's about a level of self-awareness. It's about a deep knowing. It's about a position of saying, you know what? I have to do more. I have to commit to something. You feel me? Start off small. And then relationships are the biggest commitment we can have, because that's lifelong. Because what comes out of that? Children, businesses, money, like a lot of shit goes into that. You got to be able to commit to yourself first. A lot of us, we haven't had practice committing to small things. You feel what I'm saying? Small things. As men, we got to learn how to start. Because if we've never committed to anything, we got to learn what it is to actually commit to something. I think I might do an actual episode after this, like later on actual commitment. You feel me? What it is to actually commit to something. You feel me? I never really understood what it was. Like, it took me actually involving myself with women I committed myself to know how I was committing to them. They was like, yo, I can always count on you and this, that, and the third. And it's like, yo, you really are committed to me. And I'll be like, all right, the fuck does that mean? I'm supposed to be. But I never really understood the depths of commitment until I committed to other things outside of women. You know what I'm saying? It's the drive. It's the thing that okay, I'm going to give my all into this so I can get my all out of it. You feel me? You can't be half stepping. There's shit you got to do. Shameless plug. When people tell me, "Oh, I wanna learn how to master the market," I don't want to pay for that. You're not committed. You're not committed. If y'all, the shit that I experienced in life, I had to put time into the shit. Time, money, resources, all of that. I committed to everything that I do. Everything that I'm able to give back to the world, I committed to it first. You feel what I'm saying? These life experiences that I'm able to share with y'all, the information, like I committed to it. Motherfuckers be like, all right, show me. Like, you ain't got the commitment to do everything that I did to get me here. I mean that respectfully. You know why? Because your purpose ain't mine. I was committed to my purpose, and these are the things that are part of my purpose, and I had to commit to them. You feel what I'm saying? I was telling somebody before So Frail 3 came out, I said, when So Frail 3 comes out, when you finish it, you will realize why I'm leagues ahead of motherfuckers. Not on no arrogant shit, but I ain't gonna say ahead. Why I'm in leagues of separation between motherfuckers. I don't want to look at it as ahead, but I'm in a whole different bracket. Motherfuckers be like, man, you just say that everybody talk about they different. I can't tell motherfuckers I'm different no more because everybody say they different. You just got to experience it. Like, you got to experience it to know, oh yeah, this motherfucker really different. And when I wrote So Frail 3, I said, yo, all of the shit that I just gave y'all, I've already applied to my life and I committed to it. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm at this level where people are like, damn, how does your mind work like that? How do you do? I committed to myself. I committed to my purpose. I committed to what it was that I'm supposed to give the world. 100%, never wavered. So many people have looked at reality like, oh, you can't commit to that, and you can't. Like, yes, you can when you know what you're supposed to commit to. I have so many people that downplay the shit that I do, that have looked at what I did crazy and say, nah, that's not worth it. That's not realistic. For you, I'm committed to making it real, and I'm gonna show you how realistic it is. The fact that a motherfucker can knock you off your pivot by simply saying that it's not realistic, you're not committed to it. You're not committed to it. The very shit that I committed to that people told me was unrealistic, people told me to get real about, that I'm embodying now, Now they're begging me to give it to them. Damn, bro, I wish I would have started when you started, man. Shit, like, yo, damn, it was commitment. It wasn't a want for me. I didn't want to do this shit. I committed to it. Whether I wanted to do it or not, I got it done. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't want to write So Frail 3. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't want to write So Frail 3, but I committed to it. And that commitment, same commitment, I tie into all my relationships. And I know what it takes to keep a woman in my space. So I'm going to pour into you and I'm going to ask for what I pour into. Like, this is how I look at life. Like, if I put my motherfucking money in the bank, when I want to use my money out the bank, I'm gonna use the shit. The fuck kind of shit is that? If I put $100 into a bank account, when I go into the motherfucker, I'm like, I want to use $90 right now. Ain't no motherfucking body gonna, ain't nobody gonna tell you. I wish a motherfucker would tell me, nah, I'm not giving you $90. Out of the 100 I just put into you, you better give my motherfucking money. The fuck? Now I'm only gonna allow you to use 30 today. You better give me my motherfucking money. All right, I tell you what, I'm closing the whole account. Give me all my money. I'll go put it somewhere else. You feel what I'm saying? Off the other side of that, I'm not gonna go to the bank and say, yo, I need $90 knowing that I only put 10 in. They gonna, the fuck? Shh, got me fucked up. That's how I treat my women. And I'm not saying it as if like, I'm fucking with multiple women or shit like that. But the women that I allow in my space when I'm taking you seriously, I commit to you. And I want what I put in. I want out what I put in. You feel what I'm saying? Now, shit starts getting funny when I put shit in and then I come for it back. It's like, oh, you ain't got no. So somebody went in my account. You spending out of my account. You feel me? Oh no, you can only take this amount because you ain't got enough of this. Well, I ain't got enough for what? I ain't never spend nothing out of this. You feel me? So I pour into women abundantly. So when I need to make a withdrawal, you're not denying me. And if you do deny me now, we're gonna have a problem. And if right now you're limiting it to the fact of sex, like, oh, when I want some sex, just give no, I pour into I pour 100% of myself into a woman, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of that. When I want that shit back, I deserve it back. Simple. Simple. And I will get that shit back. Otherwise, all right, cool. Let me clear my account out, close the shit. I don't want to, I'm not banking with you anymore. Let me go find another bank. It's that simple. It's that simple. Because when you really committed to something, when it can't give you anything, when it's not giving you anything back, you don't want it. You feel me? You don't want it anymore. You feel me? When I commit to the women that I commit to, I pour everything into them. They'll tell you. If you ever had a chance to meet a woman that, I've involved myself with, yeah, he poured like he was really now make sure I was really fucking with her. Let me go ahead and put that shit in there too. Like make sure I was really fucking with her. It wasn't just she was fucking with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to like because when I'm really in that space and it's like, yo, I'm like everything about you gets better. Everything about you grows. Everything about you transforms because it's like now when I want shit out of it, and I had to learn this about myself though too. This is the other side of it. I had to learn that with the commitment comes the fact that somebody might not be committed to you. You might go into, yo, let me I put $300 in here. I need 250. No. What you mean I can't get 250 of my money? Oh, I spent that. Wait, what? You spent my money? Yeah, you put it in the mm-mm. So you didn't even put it back and multiply it? You just took my bread? I had to experience that. Sometimes you commit to non-committal things, but this comes with the self-awareness of the self. That's why monogamy is for the divine. You have to first become monogamous within yourself. Be willing to commit to you 100%. Start off with one goal, complete it. You feel me? Don't be on a space where you're trying to like chisel shit. Like, don't be trying to, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I want the masterpiece now. Nah, let me commit to the small pieces in between. So now I can say, okay, this is an accomplishment. Because if you develop accomplishments, you get confidence. Accomplishments lead to confidence, not arrogance. That's another thing. Like when I talk my shit, motherfuckers be like, I'm not arrogant. I'm not arrogant. No, I committed to receive an accomplishment that leads to the confidence for the shit that I talk about. That's why I say can't nobody fuck with me. Can't nobody tell me about me. Because I know what I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about myself. You feel me? When I talk about masculinity, I say ain't nobody fucking with me with this masculinity shit. I mean it. I really mean it simply because I committed to understanding everything about masculinity and I accomplished it. And now I'm confident in everything that I say when it comes to masculinity. You feel me? Ain't nobody arguing. You can't come like I will run circles around the motherfucker simply because I know that they have not committed to what I committed to. That committance came because I knew I was raised without a father. You feel me? So I committed to that shit. And in turn, that makes me look at my reality like that. So my reality with women when it comes to monogamy, this is why I'm a one woman man. Because I know, okay, I'm gonna commit to this one person, but I'm committing to the point of I want to accomplish something. What can we accomplish? What can I accomplish with you? To know that I need to know what I need to accomplish with you because it has to align with my purpose. When it aligns with my purpose, I'm able to dive in and say, you know what? This is the game. And this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to be. And I'm going to bring that out of you. You feel me? I'm going to bring that out of you as best as I can. Now, when you start to show me you don't want it brought out of you, I'm like, I got to separate myself because it's like, but this is what I need for my life. Out of a woman, this is what I need. If I'm pouring in and I can't get that out, I have to leave. There's no hard feelings. Like I can't. It's not like no, but that's a part of monogamy too. I'm not just gonna say, you know what, fuck it. You can't give me that. Let me go find it somewhere else. What you won't do, another one will. I ain't on that type time. What you won't do, either you're gonna do. I gotta go. It's not on the other person will while I'm still fucking with you. It's like, all right, Wells Fargo, it's been real. I'm about to go to Santander. So like you're not giving me what I need. You know what I'm saying? As I'm depositing shit into you, you're not giving me, you're not allowing me to get what I need out of it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how relationships need to be. This is why monogamy is for the divine. The carnal motherfuckers, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You ain't carnal motherfuckers. Like no and shit. Fuck that. They overdrafting like a motherfucker. They're not pouring shit into, and they're robbing. Carnal motherfuckers rob Peter to pay Paul. You feel me? I'm gonna pour into this woman, take it out of her, and pour into another woman, then take from that woman to get to this woman, and just keep taking from the women to get. I'm not pouring into anything into any of them. That's stupid. Now you damaging four motherfuckers. 4 or 5 motherfuckers in the wake of your bullshit because you can't pour into nobody. You feel me? You can dump on them, but you can't pour into them. Ain't that some shit? And it's all because of commitment, due to the fact that we don't understand monogamy for its real essence of what it truly is. We're not naturally polygamous. We're divinely monogamous. We're conditionally polygamous, but we're divinely monogamous. But we got to tap into our divinity first before we can become monogamous for real. We got to look at the situation for what it really is. Like, how well can I pour into a woman? You feel me? And then we were like, yo, shorty, hold me. We be one motherfuckers to hold us down that we ain't never pour into. Don't hold me down for no shit like that, 'cause I'm damn sure not holding you down. You feel me? That's real shit, though. But we need to really understand monogamy from a deeper aspect and get back into it. Monogamy is the only thing that's going to fix where we at. Because it teaches us the value of self. Because, like I said, I tell y'all this all the fucking time. You become a better man with the women that you involve yourself with. I don't know why y'all think I be flexing and shit. Like, motherfucker, yo, you always around some women. I'm always around some women so I can keep myself in my highest state. I know how masculine I am. And I know I need, I know how masculine I am. I know how masculine the motherfuckers around me aren't. So there's no real sharpening of my steel. Not on any funny shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm always ending up teaching motherfuckers. So, you feel me? But the fashioning of my steel comes from women. It comes from women. Yeah, steel sharpens steel, but steel has to also be fashioned. You feel what I'm saying? The masculine essence, the same essence is what sharpens, but it's the countering essence that, you know, fashions me. Your commitment to that woman is what's going to fashion you. I only need one woman to fashion me. I only need like one, because it's like, now think about it. When you're polygamous, now you're being fashioned into multiple different things. Think about the Ninja Turtles. You feel me? Yeah, Donatello. No, you have Raphael with the sai, and you have Leonardo with the katana. Right? Both metal objects, fashioned totally differently. You feel what I'm saying? Now, here you are as a person. You have a metal object. You have metal, and you know, okay, bam. Let me think of how I can say this. Okay, I need a Bowie knife. Right? It's a different type of knife. I need a Bowie knife, but I'm gonna go fuck with somebody who fashions sai, and I'm gonna go fuck with somebody who fashions katana. But I need a Bowie knife. I am built to wield a Bowie knife. Why am I fashioning my steel against something that's polygamy? It's literally what polygamy is. Yeah, you got all the hoes, but you ain't even using your weapons right. So now you get into this, life goes on, and now it's like, yo, you're supposed to fashion your Bowie knife. Now you need to use your Bowie knife, and you got a katana in the side. You can't do shit with them because you've been supposedly practiced with the Bowie knife, and you haven't been doing it. You feel me? Monogamy is I need a Bowie knife. Okay. Oh wow, she fashions Bowie knives, bruh. Hmm. What do I need from you? What do I need to put into you to get you to help me fashion this Bowie knife so it can be the best that it can be? It's that simple. It's fucking that simple. But it requires us to have the inner working and the knowing of ourselves to be able to calibrate correctly with our counterpart. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Go kiss your babies, make sure they eat their vegetables, and teach our sons early how to commit to something. Before we start teaching them how to get some pussy and all that shit, teach them how to commit to a goal with intention. To say, what is it that you want to do? Commit to it and accomplish it so you can have the confidence in it. When you start to get confidence in something, it's different. You feel me? It becomes different. You know, I talk about being a hoe, but at the end of the day, what it led me to was the confidence to be able to know how to deal with women. You feel me? Some of us aren't getting the actual accomplishment of it because we wasn't good hoes. Like we weren't good hoe bags. We was out here doing crazy shit, but we didn't learn how to commit either. We didn't learn the value of a commitment from the jump when we was kids. Most of us, the only commitments we had was sports and video games. You feel me? I remember when I was a gamer, I'd beat a game in the night. I had commitment to beat that game in the night. I didn't give a fuck how tired I was. You feel me? When I got stumped at a certain part, it's like, fuck, I got frustrated, but I committed to getting it done. You dig what I'm saying? This is what we got to teach our boys early. Teach them how to find commitment in things that are outside of sports, things that are intangible, things that are really extensions of them. And so for 3, I broke down the rites of passage. I broke down the tree of life. I broke down so many different things that our boys now need that we never had. I know we never had it because our culture is still lagging because of it. You feel me? It's motherfuckers right now with the kinesthetic intelligence that are fucking committed to fucking logistics. The logistic intelligence. That's not their shit. Everybody ain't gonna be LeBron. You feel what I'm saying? It's motherfuckers right now that has an interpersonal intelligence, but they're trying to use the interpersonal intelligence. They're committed to that's not their shit. You feel me? When you commit to something, you have to find a joy in it. When you commit to things solely because of a check or whatever it is, major or making someone proud, you're missing the vital aspects of who you are. Because that's when you get, I'll flip this whole table over. You feel me? Motherfuckers be mad. Learn how to commit to what it is that you are, what you find euphoria in. When you commit to that shit, then you can accomplish things a lot quicker, a lot better. Then you're able to have confidence in the things. You got to really want to do it. You have to have the desire to do the shit. We need to teach our boys about having a desire and committing to the desire and finding what you put your time into, you get out. You don't just get it. It takes time to get things in. And that's going to apply with our relationships. So when we do sit down and have the talk with them, the talk don't need to be about sex first. It needs to be about commitment first. Are you willing? You should not be fucking nobody you're not committed to. But we do because we're based off of the polygamy side. That's why polygamy is carnal, monogamy is for the divine. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there, yo. Go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And as always, I'm going to see you all on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.